Today I'll be talking about the the best 30 teams in Major League Baseball. So first off, we have the Yankees. The Yankees are supposed to win the AL East and supposed to be the best team in their league, the American League this year. And they're just stacked with DJ LeMahieu, Luke Voigt, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and also on the pitching side with Corey Kluber, Garrett Cole, Luis Severino. So I'll put them in the S category. Then we have the Seattle Mariners. They're a young and upcoming team. I don't think they're going to be good this year. I'll say they'll be like a fourth or fifth team in the division, the AL West. So I would say they're going to be a C team for now. And then we have the Rays. The Rays have lost a couple people like Charlie Morton, who was really key to their run last year. So I think they won't do so well. So I'll put them as in the B category. Then we have the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they're going to be a little bit better this year because they picked up George Springer, who, in the Astros organization played really well, but who knows with the cheating scandal how well he'll do. And they paid a lot of money, but I think he'll also help with the young guys like Kevin Biggio and Bo Bichette. Then we have the Marlins. The Marlins had a pretty good year making the playoffs and beating the Cubs in the first round, but then getting swept by the Miami Marlins. I will say that they will probably be in the B category because I don't know if they'll have another good run, and I don't think they're a second team in the division. I would say they're like a third team in the division. Then we got the Cardinals. I'll say they're an A tier team because they aren't one of the best because they have some solid players. Not, they did okay last year in the playoffs, just not that good. And they got Nolan Arenado, but I don't think he's gonna be that good in St. Louis because whoever has gone from Colorado to another place, except for DJ LeMahieu, has not played well. Then we got the Astros. I'll put them in the B category because they showed last year that they played pretty well in the playoffs towards the end. So I think, and they almost came back from 3-0. So I think they will just have another solid year. Maybe like 3 team in the division. Because the Angels are going to be kind of good this year, and also the A's. So the Braves, they're another A team because they just have they lost in the NLCS by not that many. They were leading by 3-1, which kind of stinks for them, but they were facing the Dodgers, the best team in baseball, the team that won last year. So I expect them to be a number 1 team in the division or a number 2 team in the division. Then we got the Orioles. I would say they're a D team. They just have a horrible team. All young players. It's basically a minor league team. Just like a not so good minor league team. I bet they'll just be at the bottom of the division, bottom of the league this year. Then we got the Indians. I'll say they're an average team in the B category because although they have some good players like Jose Ramirez and Shane Bieber, they just do not have it this year because they got rid of Francisco Lindor, a really key part to the team. And also, the division they're playing in is getting even better, so I doubt they'll do that well this year. The Rockies, another D tier team. I'll say they're a D tier because they have horrible pitching, horrible everything except for Trevor Story. Really, just Trevor Story and Charlie Blackmon are the only two good parts about the whole team. Then we got the Detroit Tigers. I'll put them in the C category because they have some up and comers, which like Casey Mize. So I think they might go to like the 4-3 spot, maybe. That'd be a stretch, but they're probably gonna be like a 4 or 5 spot in the division. The Royals. Yeah, they're like, I would say maybe they're a C team also. Because they got Andrew Benintendi. They have some good players. Just I don't think they're a D team because a D team is not that like the Oriole. They're not compared to the Orioles and Rockies. They're just a little above them. So the Brewers, I'll say they're an A team. From the free agency this winter, I think in the trades, they got some key pieces or some good pieces. They got Colton Wong. He's not the best at hitting, but he's better than most of the people on the team last year because the highest average hitter was like a 260 hitter. That isn't that good. So Christian Yelich will probably have a bounce back year. Then their pitching was great last year, and they also added Jackie Bradley Jr. If these guys can hit maybe high 280s, maybe 300, because I know Jackie Bradley can, Lorenzo Cain can, Christian Yelich can. So if they can produce like that next year, I think they have a chance of winning the division. The Angels, I'll say they're a middle team, a B team, because they have not looked good year after year because of their pitching. But this year, I think they'll do well. But because the Astros are falling and the A's aren't as good as they were last year because they don't have Marcus Semien. So I'll expect them to be maybe a 2 team in the division, maybe even. That'd be crazy, but if they make it to number 1. Then we got the A's. I'll say they are a team because they're the favorites to win the division this year. And every year they always, even though they barely spend any money, they always get the best players, get the best out of all their players. So I expect them to win the division, maybe even get second. Then we got Phillies. I'll put them in average category because they didn't make the World Series last year. It's just not looking good for them, but I expect them to maybe do a little bit better this year. Pirates, bad team, D category. They're just not that good. They just have like barely any bright spots on the team. The only bright spot is Brian Hayes. Sad team, not really that good. Gonna be one of the worst teams in the whole league in the division. So I doubt anything will come good out of them. Then we got the San Diego Padres. They're an A team. They're so close to being the S, but I haven't seen this team play because the season hasn't started. So I can't put them all the way up at the S category yet. But I guess I can put them at the A. I would say they're in between. Then we got the Texas Rangers. They're a D category team. They just have not looked good the past couple years. And Joey Gallo, he's probably like one of the only bright spots on the team. Yeah, just not a good team. I doubt they'll be good. The Red Sox, I'll say they are a C team because they got rid of Andrew Benintendi, who I thought is pretty good, but I guess he was slacking, I saw. But I think they've gotten rid of some of their great players like Mookie Betts, David Price, and they have Chris Sale, but he didn't play too well a couple years ago. But he was a great pitcher. Then we got the Giants. I'll say the Giants. Oh, this is so hard. I'll put them in the B category because they had a pretty good end of last year. They almost made the playoffs. So, Mike Yastrzemski, pretty good player. I think they'll be a 3 team in the division because the Rockies have no chance, and the Diamondbacks, maybe they'll make a run for it too. The Dodgers, they're an S category team. They're an S category team because they've just been dominating baseball for the past couple years in the NL. They've made the World Series so many times, but only won it last year. I bet they'll probably make the World Series again and then play the Yankees. Then we got the Diamondbacks. I'll say they're a C team because of their past years. They haven't looked that good. So I doubt that they'll have anything that good this year. They didn't get anyone really. So, yeah, I expect them to be a 4 or a 3 team in the division. Mets. I'll go with them as a category team because of what they've done in the postseason. The off season. They've gotten so many key pieces. They've just bolstered their whole team. So I expect them to be even better than they were last year and make a playoff push. Maybe even win the NL East. Who knows? The White Sox. I heard they're going to be good because they got some key pieces. Jose Abreu coming off a good year. So I expect them to win the division and then, or maybe come second. I don't think they'll be third though. The Twins. I'll say they are a B team. They're just not as good as most teams. They're just like an average team, to be honest. Except in the playoffs, they have not won a game in like some crazy 18 or 17 years. Then we got the Cubs, another average team. Probably going to be third or second. They got rid of Yu Darvish, one of their best players. And they added Jock Peterson, who's not that bad, but is decent. The Nationals, another average team. They have some good players coming up, like Juan Soto and Victor Robles. Their pitching rotation with Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer and Patrick Corbin are going to help them be probably an average or above average team. And then the Reds, they're a C team. They're a C team because they just lost or didn't go for Trevor Bauer. They barely made it to the postseason. I just doubt they'll be good again. So, thank you for watching and like and subscribe.